Hey guys, so alright, I'm gonna try this all over again. This second time I tried it, and the first time it didn't upload the audio, so I'm gonna talk really fast. Okay, so Kaylee and I were having a conversation about Freemasonry and stuff like that, and we noticed that Mesquite has their local chapter and everything, and sometimes we kind of, go on our little texting back and forth about it. Well, we found the Mesquite's chapter on their website, and so I just thought, well, you know what? I was just wondering about I wanted to dig a little bit into it. It's been a minute since I've been on their website and so forth, because if you type in freemason.com, you get to the Ohio chapter. And so, yeah. Anyway, so I came across this one. This actually says, I thought it was kind of funny, but they misspelled Masonic Lodge, that's where I highlighted. I don't know if you guys can see it. I immediately talked about it in the pink, talked about, how they quoted, the come meet us at one of our state little dinners, delicious meals on us, well, who's cooking the meals? What are we having to eat? I don't know. And saying, see what you think. And I'm thinking, okay, is that a stab at Illuminati? I don't know. Maybe Enlightenment. Maybe that's what they're meaning. Who knows? I think that was kind of interesting. And so, yeah, I don't know anybody that's in part of their, who's part of their whole thing. So, I mean, they had a whole list. And anyways, Kaylee went back and she talked about how she found on hers. So she goes, oh, no, not the, Uncle Sam. But do you have the right stuff to be a Freemason thing? I thought that was kind of funny. It's kind of hilarious how they say they're not a part of the government, but yet they're part of the government. I don't know. That sounds kind of interesting. And then I kept scrolling. We scrolled through. And then I decided, well, I came across this part. Well, it's kind of funny where you talk about donate and pay dues. I thought that was interesting. And I thought, no way, I am not going. I think it was kind of funny that they have their donate a scholarship to a local high school student or students, like it can be multiple, to help with their college year. And we're like, yeah, no, thank you. Because I'm thinking, are you recruiting? I mean, that's kind of interesting. And then you kind of like scroll down to like where I kind of thought that it was interesting that if you do a donation, and I'm thinking, okay, is it offsetting your tax bracket? Because everybody knows that the rich white man makes more than everybody else. So, yeah. So Kaylee comes back and she says, well, this is the lodge officers of this past year. And none of those people, I don't even know who they are. I never heard of them. So maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? But yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then we came across this right here. And it says, Masons can't ask you, you must ask. And I thought, whoa, that's kind of crazy. They can't ask you to join. You have to ask to join, but you can't really technically join unless you're part of the whole thing. But yeah. I also thought it was kind of hilarious because I guess on Tommy's side of the family, they are part of the women's side of the Eastern Stars, and we didn't know that until this past year. I thought that was interesting. I went and talked about the scholarship and the college, and she was like, well, yeah, they meet every first Thursday of each month. And I was like, but I want to still know what they're eating, who's cooking, where's the food coming from. I'm just curious over here. I'm thinking, I don't know. So then I came across this, and I thought this was interesting. So it tells you who does it. I mean, it's obviously being prepared by their own ladies of the Order of the Eastern Star. Now, I thought that was interesting because you're cutting your costs in a way, because you're having the women version of the Freemasons are cooking for you. I mean, I thought that was kind of interesting, because I guess that way we can keep your secrets together. But what are you making? What are you cooking? Where are you buying the food? It's kind of weird because And not only that, but a lot of their meetings and everything, I mean, you're not even allowed to really be there at all. I mean, so unless you're part of it. So, I mean, you're never going to find out what goes on in there. They tell you this is what they do, but you don't know what's actually happening. I mean, until you're there. I mean, unless you're part of it. So, I just, yeah, I wasn't quite sure about it. And um, then we started talking about, we thought, the Yoga of Immortals. Okay, if you live in Mesquite, if you go down Beltline, there is a new building up, and it's always, the parking lot always seems empty, just like the Freemason lodges seems always empty. It's called the Yoga Immortals, and that seems to be a new thing. It's starting to pop up all over the place now. And we thought that maybe, and I was making a joke like how like Freemasons are for boomers and the Yoga Immortals are for the younger generation. I don't know, but we were kind of putting two and two together. Like, because I looked into the Yoga Immortals, I Googled them and stuff, and their concept, it seems very cultish. It does. It seems very like you have dues, you have to pay, and but it's religious, but not religious, but it's not exactly yoga, but it is yoga. I guess it's kind of holistic, but not really. It kind of messes with your head a little bit, but it makes you kind of second guess some of the things. But I mean, and then we started joking around, and Kenny was like, "Don't be sus." But yeah, I mean, we couldn't help it. We had no choice but to, sit there and think about this and joke about it. I mean, and then she starts talking about us giving church and the VFW at the same time. I was like, yeah, I can't. I was like, Dad, and then I said, I wonder when they pay dues, is it considered donations? So technically they're nonprofit. I said, but forced dues. Like, what if I don't? And then she was like, no, because are they an organization? It's like a bill or an HOA, excommunicated maybe. And I was like, well, then who's gonna donate for a Freemason lodge unless they're threatened to donate? People who need to be charitable, I guess. That's what she says. And then I'm like, people who need a tax write-off to get out of that entire tax bracket. Now, if you understand how taxes work, okay, there's a fine line you have to be in. So if you have to make enough money to get a tax refund, but you can't make too much money, then you have to pay. You owe taxes. So a lot of people get mad at Trump and stuff. People like him and stuff like that, talking about how they find loopholes. I'm not mad at him about that, because I mean, if you know how to read the books and how it works, you'll know that it actually. There are actually legal ways of getting around it. And one of the things that like a lot of cities and the governments will do, like, and this is why it's important to go to your town hall meetings to find out how funds are being allocated, because you're paying for this. They will actually buy a field, and they will just put up empty warehouses and build shopping centers and things like that. And then they will literally, that's what they do. They will literally just totally, they'll be empty. Like, they will build them before anybody's even interested in even renting them or buying them or anything. Or there's no businesses, there's no companies or nothing. So we thought that was kind of interesting. So I think what happens is that, I think that obviously a lot of these lodges, the buildings are put in a position, they're already paid for. They're already paid for. Most of them are anyhow. And a lot of them, they're not big and grand, most of them aren't. And they are, so I'm thinking, what is the money going to? What, to keep the lights on for one night a week? Because for your little meeting? I don't understand, like, you're having to pay these dues. I dug a little bit more since I recorded this video, because, and then after I realized that my sound didn't work on when I was recording this, but I'm going to add it here since I have a little bit extra time. I did a little bit deeper into it, and I was thinking, okay, what if each lodge is actually positioned, and I'm going to look at this even deeper on the Google Maps or whatever it is. I'm going to try to find like my local area. You can do it wherever you live too, and look in a certain radius and pinpoint like the coordinates and find out where they're located at and draw a line. See, does it make a design? Is it because I know some lodges, there's no reason for it to be, but for some reason they're catty cornered, and some of them are straight. Some of them are like way out. We came across one that was way out in the middle of a cornfield one time, and it was still in operational, which is really weird. And then it's like they picked that position, that field right there. It had to be at that coordination right there. Coordination. Yeah, I can't talk right now. But yeah, I mean, I just thought that was interesting. As you can see right here, Kaylee's sitting there telling me that her phone was dying, so I just kind of left it on. But anyways, yeah, I dug a little. I'm thinking I'm going to dig a little deeper to that. Plus, I thought it was kind of crazy that, I'm thinking, what do you guys think that the first three, if you go to freemason.com, I think, it gives you the Ohio chapter. Now, the Ohio chapter actually tells you the dues and everything like that, and it says like the first three are anywhere from like $100 to $300 for your dues. That's not including anything else, your entry fees or anything like that. That's just the first three levels. So imagine all of the other levels. There's supposedly 33 levels. My theory is this: the majority of people out there that are talking about how they're a Freemason and they got the symbols and they got the bumper stickers and the swag and everything, I don't think they're part of it. I think they're just out there just displaying it just because they can, because they think it's cool. I think they are. I think even if they are, they're the ones that you don't really need to be suspicious about. I think the ones you need to be suspicious about are the ones past that point, because I just thought about this. What if their dues and things like that are going towards to pay for not the buildings that they're using, but buildings as in they own, like the mafia? So what if Freemasonry is actually the nowadays mafia? I mean, and then Kaylee kind of brought up, what if it's almost like, because you have to actually go through a background check before you can even be considered. So she's thinking, oh, wait, so they can be like racist now because you have to go through all this stuff. Yes, I understand you have to have integrity and you have to be reputable and all this stuff, but background checks don't really necessarily tell you that. So, I mean, they just tell you if you've ever been in jail before, or they may check your credit or whatever it is. But, I mean, what does that have to do with being brotherhood? I don't know. I mean, what if you paid your dues, everything's good, and you to society, and you're trying to get on a better path, and now you're good? It's like crazy, right? I mean, it makes no sense. So why would you need to know a background check on that? And the only way I can think of, and that Kaylee can think of, is that what if it's a way of them, eliminating certain historic people out of the society. So I just think I know there's some lodges out there that are welcoming to all to everyone out there, but there are some that are probably in small towns that obviously probably don't. And each lodge runs its own rules, its own regulations, its own background checks, its own things. So, I mean, and you have to petition, which is AKA they have to vote to allow you in. So once they know who you are, I mean, it's like, or what you look like, I mean, it's like crazy. They can easily just say, nope, we don't want you in here. That's insane. And I mean, there's a lot of for them to be that hooked up together in brotherhood, you think they would all kind of run pretty much the same policies, the same kind of thing, but none of them are the same. None of the Mason lodges are the same. None of them have the same policies, the same rules, the same amount of dues owed, or anything like of that nature. So anyways, yeah, so I was just thinking that in itself is crazy. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I mean, I know I'm putting a lot of this stuff out there. I mean, I should be cautious a little bit, but I really don't care. I mean, it's just me and my daughter having a text messaging back and forth about this, and this is what we do. I mean, we're that kind of mother-daughter team over here, and we just bounce off random, you know, conspiracy theory ideas over here, I guess. And yeah, so never mind all my little notifications that keep popping up on my screen, you know, because I mean, yeah, I always have notifications on everything, and they just kind of pop up across the top, so please disregard those. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that this is one of those things I kind of randomly think about, and I hyperfixate on him. And yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about this, but I'm not going to. But I am going to think about going into, because I don't think it's talked about enough. And I think considering it is family history, because we have proof that people on my husband's side of the family were actually part of the Eastern Stars. So the women's side, and I mean, we have there's a gavel we have and all this stuff, and I'm like, what? That's insane. How come no one ever told me this before I got married to you guys? You know, I mean, it's crazy, right? It was just randomly my mother-in-law just like going through something. She just like, you know, set it aside, and then my daughter was like, what is this? You know, and we're like, oh no, and we're like, yeah, a totally tinfoil hat went on. So on both of us, and I mean, we literally just went nanu, you know. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys got a little laugh about it. And yes, I still call my little 17-year-old Poop Butt, because that's her nickname that she had since she was little. There's a whole story behind that, but that's between us. But I just want guys to let you know that, yeah, this is pretty much, I mean, this is our local chapter. I mean, kind of our local chapter, not necessarily our local, but close enough to us. And yeah, I just thought it was, you know, interesting. And if you guys, you know, maybe y'all should look into see who's, you know, your chapter, and look into it and click around. And I think I might dig a little bit, but I don't want to pay any money to them, and I don't want them to get suspicious of me, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm on the radar, you know what I mean? So but I am curious a little bit more, and because I'm female, they probably won't give me too much information, but yeah, because they'll probably give me more, they'll lead me over to the, you know, the Eastern Star side of things. But I don't know. I thought about digging into them, because I don't think enough is being said about them. Everyone talks about Freemasonry, but I think we need to talk more about the women's side, because no one ever talks about them. So I want to know, what do they do? I mean, are they just as nefarious? Are they innocent? I mean, what do they do? Where are their lodges at? Because I never see them. Do they meet at the same place? I mean, I don't know. I know they have a different kind of logo, so who knows? And their logo looks really very familiar, if you know what I know. If you know what I know. I mean, yeah. Anyways, okay, guys, I'm going to bed. I need to. So I just want to hit you guys up and let you guys know how things are going and my thought processes. And yeah, if you like this, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys soon. I'm posting a video up probably here and this coming up weekend. Yeah, probably another debunk video, and I guess that's it. If you're watching this on I guess my Facebook or whatever it is, you know, guys, comment and let me know, have you ever visited this location, and or you know somebody who knows somebody? Yeah, hit me up. All right, promise you I won't rat you out. All right, I love you guys. Take care. Bye. Peace.